Greetings YouTube, this is Sixus.
And I'm BB Subtile. Hello.
And welcome to episode 5 of the Custom Card Spotlight. This is a special episode in which we're only going to be talking about Mist Valley. Not only that,
Oh.
all these Mist Valley cards were made by the same person, that being Stitz98, and in regards to that, in the description of this video, there will be a link to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker forum in which he posted all these. That way you can not only see the cards we're talking about, but you can read his comments and see his hypothetical deck list.
Yep, and if you see any cards that you think are pretty cool, give us like a little comment with a link to it, and maybe we'll check it out.
Okay. Now, you want to read the first one, or should I?
Sure. I actually did not look at these cards before we started because I wanted the mystery of it, but now that I know it's all Mist Valley, the mystery's kind of out there. But anyway, Archer of the Mist Valley. This is a level 3 with 1,000 attack, 1,400 defense, level 3 winged beast. When a wind monster is returned from your field or graveyard to your hand or deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's a pretty good effect. Once per turn, you can return one Mist Valley monster you control to your hand, and special summon one level 4 or lower Mist Valley monster from your hand. So it can trigger itself, basically, and because it's not hard once per turn, you can do this a whole bunch.
Yes.
I wonder if there's a way to abuse that.
Possibly.
Probably. Most likely.
But yeah, the major thing I'm thinking is, so when a win is returned to the hand, or field or graveyard to your hand or deck, you can special summon it from your hand. Now, if it is Thunderbird being returned to your hand, you automatically have 2 level 3s on the field.
Yep.
Alternatively, if you're going with the other effect, to return Thunderbird to your hand, you'll not only be able to special summon another level 4 Mist Valley from your hand, but you can also bring out the Thunderbird. And I don't think this is going to be... I don't think it'll be too broken because it is limited to Mist Valley and it's level 4 or lower.
Yeah, and it's a when, so I think that might actually cause a second effect to miss timing with the first, possibly.
And on top of that, the fact that you are using your hand to do these effects, so you're gonna have to keep having Mist Valleys in your hand for that to keep going, which, depending on how many other cards or like spell trap cards you're running, it might not be able to extend that much. But either way, it is a very good card given how easy it is to summon out, which is something that Mist Valley needed because their swarming is non-existent.
True.
Closest you would get would be summon Thunderbird, then use the effect of Mist Condor to special summon it out, which means you get 2 monsters on the field. Yeah, that's their swarming.
Yep. Looks more like a Sylvan card, but we'll go with it.
Okay, I guess I'm going with the next one. So, Courier of the Mist Valley. This is a level 3 Wing Beast tuner. And the effect is, if this card is returned to your hand, except by its own effect, you can special summon this card. Once per turn, you can target one Mist Valley card on your side of the field, return it to its owner's hand, add one Mist Valley spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is used for a synchro summon of a wind monster, you can return one card on the field to its owner's hand.
Aha!
So, it's a searching of a Mist Valley spell card, so immediate thought is Divine Wind, which can help speed up plays a lot. And it is Graveyard Recovery, which is very good for your 1 copy. Then, if it's used for the synchro summon of a wind monster specifically, just non-targeting, non-destruction removal. That's very good.
Yep, overall it's a very nice card.
Yeah, and it is a level 3 tuner. Very good level for this kind of deck, because there's a good amount of level 4s and you have a level 7 already, which is Thunderlord. Meaning, it does seem like it would be very appreciated in the deck. You have any other comments?
Nope, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's a Sorcerer with a good removal effect. So, I want to go to the next one.
Yep, apparently it's a Pendulum.
Yep.
A level 4 Thunder monster, 1,500 attack, 1,800 defense. And its pendulum effect is if you return a card from the field or from your graveyard to your hand this turn, you can normal summon one Mist Valley monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Thank God there's a hard once per turn there. Anyway, then its monster effect is you can special summon this card from your hand by returning a Mist Valley monster you control to your hand, and then once per turn during your player's turn, if your opponent activates an effect, return one card you control to the owner's hand, negate the activation, and return that card to its owner's hand. If you activate this effect, you cannot conduct your next battle phase. Ooh. See, that's where I'm...
Yeah, a big drawback for what could be a very strong negation.
True, but the problem I have with it really is, since it returns to the hand, monsters can just be special summoned again, or spells can just be activated again. So...
But if it's a trap card or certain monsters that can't be summoned as easily,
like monsters.
then it could be a really powerful one. So what would be a good example? Let's say the Evil Storm Exciter Knight. Yeah, that would be a very powerful one to negate. And either way, it is a very easy special summon that can trigger your other Mist Valley cards. And as far as the pendulum effect, an additional normal summon is always appreciated.
Oh yeah, it's never bad.
Yeah. And for the record, I do understand why they are going with pendulums, because Apex Avian was one in several different pendulum decks. Just because it was a level 7, meaning it was very easy to bring out, and it was a very good negation. So it does make sense for it to be a pendulum in this archetype.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, do you know if the card art is by the same guy who's making the cards? Or
he stated that he does not own the artwork on the on the
it's probably from like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that.
So hence why the first one you commented looked more like a Sylvan. I think he's just working with what he got. It's an Archer. Good enough.
Alright, you got the next one.
Okay, Century of the Mist Valley. This is a scale 8 pendulum winged beast. 700 attack, 400 defense. Level 2. Now, this one... The pendulum effect is if you do not control any Mist Valley card, this card's pendulum scale becomes 5. Once per turn, you can return up to 3 Mist Valley monsters you control to their owner's hand, reveal the same number of cards from the top of your deck, and replace them on top of the deck in any order. Seems more like a Gisky effect, honestly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's returning the Mist Valleys, so it's more like to trigger effects. So the actual effect itself isn't as important as the cost. Kind of as Dante. People didn't care that much about the effect, it's just the cost. And then on to the monster effect. If a monster you control is returned to the hand, you can return this card you control to your hand. Destroy one spell trap card on the field. During the end phase, if you activate this effect this turn, you can add one Mist Valley monster from your deck to your hand, except itself.
Yep. Potentially you could infinitely do the pendulum effect if you kept returning stuff. You know, you could... Well, no, that's right. Because then it would have to... Yeah, I don't see a way you can really abuse this.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to point out, what it said was, if you do not control any Mist Valley card, it itself is a Mist Valley card, so you all control it. I would like to point out that Stitch98, on the forum, he also mentions that he is Italian, so his English isn't the best. So, yeah.
Right. Well, they're not bad for his English not to be the best.
Yeah, I know that the
big grammar problems.
The grammar and the trying to make it seem like an actual card effect is pretty good.
Yep.
But yeah, the effect sorts out any Mist Valley monster. Granted, it's during the end phase, but it is still pretty good, and you get to destroy a spell trap as well.
Pretty good with destruction overall.
Yeah. And like we said, the scales are 2 and 8, which are extremely useful, particularly with bringing out Apex Avian, which is a boss monster that never hits the field. Also, it hit the field was if it was using non-Mist Valley decks, or if they threw in ninjas. Yeah. So, you got the next one?
Yep, and apparently it's an Xyz.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't expecting to see an Xyz here. They're more of a Synchro archetype, I guess. But this is an Xyz. It's rank 4. It's a wind. Winged Beast. 2200 attack, 1700 defense. It takes 2 level 4 wind monsters. If a monster you control will be returned to its owner's hand, you can attach it to this card as a material instead. Once returned, you can activate one of these effects. The attached material will return up to 2 cards on the field to the owner's hand. Wow. Or detach 2 and add a Mist Valley card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I like that. Now, I'm wondering, though, you can only detach materials once per turn. However, I think if you were to detach, this is how it would work. If you were to detach a material and return a Mist Valley to your hand, you could attach that material to this card again. So let's say you activate a card to return in the first place and attach it. Now it has 3 materials. Detach 1, return another one you control. Now that one comes right back to you so you can do it again next turn. Huh.
Yeah.
I see it being pretty good.
Honestly, the adding a Mist Valley is already pretty good, and the way you keep adding materials to it just means it can just keep going and you can get either removal or consistency.
Yep.
Which I definitely like, especially because, let's see up here, the level 4 Pendulum already has a good summoning condition, so it won't be that difficult to get 2 level 4s on the field. Especially given that Falcon was already pretty good at that, and then you got Miss Condor. Yeah, you could definitely make a rank 4 very easily in this deck. Well, easily. As easy as Miss Valley can do stuff.
I was a little bit concerned when I saw Xyz because I was like, how's it going to fit in the deck? But honestly, its effect fits pretty well.
Yeah. Now.
Alright, so you get the next one.
This one is a Synchro, a level 6 Synchro, Thunder Monster.
Yes.
2500 attack, 1400 defense. And it is the Guardian Dragon of the Mist Valley. It takes one wind tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. While you control this card, Mist Valley field spell cards cannot be destroyed. Huh?
There's a misspelling or typo, rather.
Oh.
Oh well.
Cannot be destroyed, and field spell cards cannot be activated except for Mist Valley cards. Once per turn, when an effect that targets a Mist Valley card you control is activated, you can return 1 card from your side of the field to its owner's hand, negate that effect, and destroy the card. If this card is returned to the extra deck except by its own effect, you can special summon from your graveyard the synchro materials you use to synchro summon this card.
Huh.
So, first off, good protection for your field spell, especially for the one of.
Excellent floating, too.
And then, if it would target a Mist Valley, you can just return one of any card you have, back to your hand to negate and destroy that card. That's pretty good. Once per turn is definitely necessary in this, and also, if it is returned to the extra deck, which isn't that common, but this deck can do it itself just to get more swarming on the field.
Xyz.
Yeah. Or even the pendulums. Just use those to return it to the extra deck, get back the materials that's still in the graveyard, and then just use those to go into the bigger synchro.
Yep, I was thinking they need a level 6 since they're adding so much level 3 support. Now they got it. Alright, so I got the next one. Oh my, Grand Simorgh. Wait a minute now. We're cross-archetyping here.
Yeah, to be fair, it was an archetype when this was made. This was made in 2015.
4 years before. It's a level 10 Winged Beast Synchro. 3200 attack, 1700 defense. Takes a Mist Valley tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner wind monsters, so very specific material, so it better be very good.
Oh, it
If a
is.
Mist Valley monster would be returned to your hand, you can special summon it instead. Ooh, that's excellent. When this card is single summoned, return 3 cards on the field to their owner's hand. Woohoo! If you control a Mist Valley field spell card, this effect ignores other card effects. Oh, so it okay, so it ignores protection from them. Okay.
Yeah.
If this card battles a monster before the damage step, you can return that monster to its owner's hand and discard to the extra deck. And when you do, special summon the synchro materials used. Familiar theme. From the special summon this card from your graveyard. While a Mist Valley field spell card is on the field, this card is unaffected by card effects except Mist Valley card effects. That's awesome.
You see how these
That's
two,
genuinely great.
the protection of these two cards work together with the field
Yep.
spells? Yeah. And one thing I want to bring up, if we go back to Courier, its effect is that if it's used for the synchro summon of a wind monster, you get a return a card on the field to the hand. Meaning if you use that to summon this one, 4 cards are leaving the field.
Woo.
This is actually really insane and an incredible boss monster.
It's crazy that this was made in 2015, and honestly, I think it would still hold up today.
I know.
Way before the links were even created.
And I think the fact that it's limited so much to Mist Valley is necessary.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anything else you want to say about this? I do find the this effect ignores other card effects to be kind of a weird clause because there's no other card like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I would probably reword it to say this card ignores targeting protection or something like that.
Mm.
Or your opponent's effects.
Wait a minute, it's
are
already
negated
not
when-
target.
Yeah.
It already doesn't target.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh.
Yeah, I would just
Weird.
change it to make it more like spell speed 4 or whatever it is. You know, your opponent cannot respond to this activation.
Right, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
good.
that would make more sense.
It'd be insane, but it'd be good.
Well, yeah.
All right, so you got the next one.
Okay, so we have
Another field spell.
yeah, which means they now have 3 field spells.
Okay.
Yeah, oh well. So this is Holy Breeze of the Mist Valley. Mist Valley monsters gain 300 attack and defense. When this card is activated, you can return 1 face-up card on the field to its owner's hand, except itself. Each time a card is returned to its owner's hand or deck, place 1 mist counter on this card, maximum 8. You can remove all the mist counters on this card, special to 2 wind monsters, whose total levels are equal to or lower than the number of mist counters removed from this card from your deck. So, let's say you get the maximum of 8. You can now special on 2 level 4 wind monsters, meaning instant Xyz.
Right. Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Decent stat boost, which is just expected from field spells at this point.
Yeah.
And
300's like the bare minimum.
yeah, and also the fact that even on activation, yes, compose something without targeting. Yeah, that's a little bit insane, honestly.
Maybe he just kind of forgot to put targeting in there, or maybe he didn't, and that's why it's so
Yeah,
good.
that's the thing. I don't know if it's. I honestly I prefer if it just not targeting because otherwise, hey, at least Mist Valley gets something from this.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what's making this overall be so good is that
Yeah.
it's ignoring protection, it's ignoring targeting, and it's that makes it super consistent at what it does.
But
and
yeah,
it's limited to just Mist Valley, so
but yeah, going back to this, imagine this with Ancient Fairy Dragon still playable.
oh gosh, that'd be insane.
Yeah, just like don't even use it for the rest of the effect. Just use it for the bounce, and
Yeah,
then just
I think the bounce should probably be limited to in some way.
yeah. I would put a hard once per turn on that.
Yeah, definitely.
You can
Sure.
only use the effects of Holy Breeze of Mist Valley once per turn.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that would bounce the card.
Okay, so you
Maybe
got
only once that turn. Yeah, maybe only once that turn because being able to bounce and special summon 2 from the deck potentially
Hmm.
in one turn might be kind of
yeah.
insane.
Okay, so you get the continuous spell.
Okay. Air Current of the Mist Valley. when a card on the field is returned to its owner's hand or deck, I feel like this is getting super familiar.
It's like there's a theme.
Deja vu.
You know, there's a theme, unlike actual Mist Valleys.
Yeah. Also, this counters Glad Beast because they return to the deck. Anyway, when a card is returned to the owner's hand or deck, you can add a Mist Valley card from your deck to your hand. That's good. And is that not once per turn? If you control a Mist Valley card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, return one card on the field to its owner's hand. This is a quick effect. Okay, once per turn.
Again, add a hard once per turn.
You can only control one air current.
That too. Yep. Well, actually, if you get a hard once per turn, it doesn't matter how many copies you have. You'd only be able to activate one of them.
Just in case. Oh, Lord.
But yeah,
you can also use it with you can also use Foolish Burial of Goods to just compulse. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, as a quick effect too.
Yeah, I love these cards.
Yeah, I like the theme because it is there's some kind of unity with it. It's unified. Yeah. That actually makes sense with each other.
Yep.
Unlike the very weird effect of Soldier, where it's just like returns a monster at battles, which it only has 17 on attack, which okay. And just the weird inclusion of Baby Walk and Windmaster, which had a discard effect, but only if there was like 4 or 5 cards in both players' hands, which no, that's not happening.
Very strange. No, I think this next one's the last card. So
yes, it is.
You have the honors.
So this is Storm in the Mist Valley. This is a quick play. Activate only if you control a face-up Mist Valley card. You can return any number of wind monsters you control to your hand and target the same number of cards your opponent controls. Return those targets to their owner's hand. During your turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard or return one card on the field to its owner's hand. Yeah, same graveyard effect as the air current.
But it's much easier to activate though because quick play and it's going to the grave immediately. It's also not once per turn. But it's not quick effect, so I guess there's like a drawback there. Anyway, I like it. It has an activation cost, but it's a really good effect, and it's insane how much this guy just took the theme of returning to the hand, just said, you know what, I'm gonna put it on every card. Oh Lord. My favorite card is probably the level 6 Synchro. I just like the idea of it.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Return to the hand to negate stuff. The X is probably going to be his second place because it's just a really cool effect. Good stuff overall. Not really a bad card here. I mean, I guess the air current would still be considered a bad card because it doesn't have restrictions.
Yeah. That one's bad just because actually, let's see.
It's so good, it's bad.
Yeah, broken. Yeah, just whenever a card is returned to the owner's hand or deck, just add a Mist Valley card.
Just get your
you
whole
can
deck,
even, and worst part is, it doesn't exclude itself, so it could just add another copy of itself. To just keep going. Oh, you returned a card? Well, I get a sort out too. Yeah, your only chance is milling me out at this point.
But gotta work on those restrictions for sure. Yeah. But besides that, the ideas and everything is pretty good.
Yeah.
A very different episode this was because instead of doing random stuff, it's very much themed to just one archetype, and we could see how this guy's mind was piecing together all the card ideas.
Yeah. So to people watching, in the comments, just tell us what you thought about this idea of going for one archetype or just by going by one creator. Did you like this? Do you want to see something like this again? Tell us. We're definitely curious about that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably do like a mix of both. Probably if people comment both that they like both things, then we'll probably do one episode of random, one episode of archetype, stuff like that. But once again, if you find any cards that you find are pretty good, leave a link below, and we'll check them out. And
Yeah.
they could appear in our video.
Yeah.
I said your video almost, and I'm like, it's our video.
Make your own video. It was so up there.
Communism. It's our video.
But anyway, yeah, that's all for this time. Thanks for watching.